Hello everybody, it's Shady here, and today I want to talk about the new Onimusha game to come out, The Way of the Sword as it's called, and really why you should be excited and why it's such a big deal for me. So, obviously, yeah, at the Game Awards we had this new Onimusha game announced, and it's going to be coming out in 2026, and obviously I'm sure because it's been such a long time, the last game was on the PS2, there's probably a lot of people who don't even know what this series is. So, essentially, this game, you're almost always playing as a samurai fighting against demons, pretty much. And the first game was essentially Resident Evil, where you play as a samurai, pretty much. It was a game for the PS2. It had an original Xbox port as well, and there's a HD port for PS4 and Xbox One, and I believe on PC as well. Basically, we play as the samurai called Onimusha, who essentially, I believe it's Nobunaga, who's kind of known as like, you know, this demon guy. I think he was a real life guy in Japan, who basically conquered Japan, but was kind of known as a demon because he did so many like terrible things. He unleashes these demons. And then Onimusha, he's basically like a god of this princess. She's been kidnapped and he has to basically save her. And it pretty much plays like classic Resident Evil, where you've got puzzle solving. You have like the fixed camera angles, but obviously it's more of an action-based combat system. You still have like the tank controls. And yeah, it's just a really fun game. You have like, yeah, kind of, it's cool because you have like these magical powers and, you know, you get different weapons, and it's just a really cool twist on kind of the Resident Evil style formula, and it's really interesting because obviously like the first Devil May Cry has that sort of vibe as well, you know. But yeah, it's a really fun game, and definitely worth picking up. And then they did a sequel, which was really interesting because the sequel almost plays a bit more like a I would like to say maybe dungeon crawler type of game. In this game, you play as a different samurai called Jubei. You have a, typically, well, you have the village as like your main hub, and then you go off to these dungeon areas where you fight demons, and eventually a boss. Still story driven, but you have a companion character with you typically, who will fight alongside you. And it's just a very interesting, different type of game compared to the original, but still manages to feel like an Onimusha game, which is really cool. And then the most interesting one, in my opinion, was the third game, Onimusha 3, because we see the return of Onimusha, and what's really cool is we have, weirdly enough, the French actor Jean Reno, and basically what happens is they both, there's this opening cutscene where you see Onimusha fight Nobunaga. Nobunaga, whatever his name is, I completely forgot I said it earlier. And him and John Reno get transported, so we have Onimusha in modern time. I think it's actually in either in France or New York, and then we have John Reno in his time, and we kind of switch between the two of them, between levels, and obviously it plays a little bit more like Devil May Cry. You don't have the tank controls, and it's a lot more sort of combo heavy and stuff, but not quite like Devil May Cry, not quite free moving and flowing, but still more of a traditional hack and slash. It almost feels like their take on Ninja Gaiden, and yeah, it's just a really good game because like you have all these awesome weapons and stuff, and there's still like some of the puzzle solving elements. And it's just like a really amazing game. Like Capcom put a lot of money behind it, so like it looks incredible for the PS2. And yeah, it's like one of my favorite games. In fact, I'm definitely gonna bloody replay it after this. And then yeah, obviously, then we had like basically right at the end of the PS2, they released this game called Onimusha. What was it, like Dawn of Souls or something? And it was just like this weird co-op game where you play as two different characters and you just fight with demons. not quite as story heavy and very interesting, you know, making it more of a co-op type game for the PS2. But yeah, I mean, it just sort of shows that the series was always a bit more experimental, interesting. And then, obviously, you know, it's been so many years, and now finally we're getting a new game. So it's really interesting because obviously we're not too sure what they're doing with it. Is it going to be more like the original game? Is it going to be like 2, 3? Who knows? Also, people seem to think, people aren't sure who did Samurai Guys in the new one, if it's Semonosuke or Jubei from the second game. I would imagine it's a new character, but we'll have to wait and see. Because to me, it doesn't look like either one of them, but obviously technology's moved forward, so it's hard to tell. But I mean, I have to just say, I'm really excited. You know, because I feel like one of my issues is I feel like the third person action genre has been too dominated by like the Souls-like type game, and I just think the combat in those games are absolute trash compared to like games like Devil May Cry, you know, Ninja Gaiden, Onimusha. So it's just going to be great to hopefully have a traditional hack and slash type game, and hopefully we get a revival of this type of genre of game, because yeah, it's one of my favorite genres of all time, so I'd love to see it. And yeah, let's just hope for Devil May Cry 6 as well. That'd be amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Like, subscribe if you want to, and catch you in the next one.